Hello, my friends. This is Tausif starting a live stream. I hope you all are having a good evening, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of our friends tune in today for this live stream. Okay, we're going to be talking election 2026, and so please make sure that you are participating in the live chat. I would appreciate that. If you have any questions, any comments, anything you want to share, you can do that in the live chat. All right. My friends, we have not talked about Nevada a whole lot on this channel. Yes, we have friends from Nevada who tune in, and we have talked about Nevada a little bit in the 2024 election cycle. But we have not talked a lot about Nevada this year, and this year is already coming to an end. Just another day left in 2025, and then we will be into 2026. So, yes, we talked about the Senate race, U.S. Senate race that took place in Nevada in 2024. We talked about President Trump's chances of winning Nevada prior to the 2024 presidential election, and we obviously celebrated President Trump's victory in Nevada in November of 2024. But other than that, Nevada has not been a huge topic in 2025. But keep in mind, my friends, that it is a very, very important state. And I want you to understand that before we go into further details. We're talking about Nevada, the silver state. And the question that I'm asking is, will this be the most intense gubernatorial race of 2026? You know what? You could say yes. You could say yes. I think it will be the most intense gubernatorial race of 2026. Of course, there are other states, important ones too. You know, Wisconsin, you got Michigan. But Nevada is going to be extremely important. Okay, so it's not a very populous state, just around 3.1 million people. So not too big. Median age in Nevada is 39.5 years, which is close to the median age in the US of 39.2 years. You know, pretty close. In Nevada, the median household income is $81,134. 28.5% of the people have a bachelor's degree or higher. I mean, I can go on and present all kinds of data about Nevada. You can actually look up all this information on the website of the Census Bureau, the United States Census Bureau. Okay, look it up, and you'll learn more about the state. Here's what I'll tell you. Nevada is going to be very important in 2026. And I hope that as you are tuning in, you are thinking about this. I want you to think about 2026 and how important Nevada is going to be, because we'll talk about the governor's race that's taking place there. And I see our friends have tuned in. Frank is here, Kay is here, Salerno is here, and hopefully others will be joining us also. Okay, if you're tuning in, please make sure that you're hitting the subscribe button. I see Steve is here. Steve, thanks for being here. Steve from Stevens from Southern Illinois. Thank you, Stephen. There's a gubernatorial race in Nevada in 2026. Governor Joe Lombardo, a Republican who was elected in 2022, he's running for re-election. It was in 2022 that Joe Lombardo defeated Steve Sisolak. Hold on a second. He defeated Steve Sisolak, the Democrat governor at the time, who was running for re-election. So Steve Sisolak was the governor, Democrat, in Nevada, and he ran for re-election in 2022. Steve Sisolak, the Democrat, was the incumbent at the time. Joe Lombardo was the challenger from the Republican side, and Joe Lombardo defeated Steve Sisolak. So a Democrat was defeated and a Republican became victorious, and now we have the Republican governor, Joe Lombardo, in Nevada. So Sisolak, he became a one-term governor. One-term governor. By the way, if you don't live in Nevada, if you're not familiar with the politics of Nevada, if you're not familiar with the government of Nevada, I got to tell you one thing about Steve Sisolak, the Democrat who was defeated back in 2022. Steve Sisolak is the guy who had implemented the COVID shutdown. That's right. I mean, are you shocked? You should not be. Because, that's what Democrats do. That's what Democrats did in so many places. So many different parts of the country around, right around when the COVID outbreak started. What did they do? They shut down everything. This happened in Wisconsin, shutdown. COVID shutdown. It was so wrong. So wrong. Now that we think about everything that happened, the Democrats, they caused tremendous harm to the U.S. economy. I'm telling you that. You understand that. A lot of Democrat governors, a lot of Democrat mayors. Just don't just blame the governors. The mayors, the Democrat far-left mayors, what did they do? They implemented social distancing rules and shutdowns and lockdowns, capacity limits. We saw all that here in Wisconsin. All that drama, we saw what the Democrats did, especially where I live in Dane County. With a Democrat mayor, a Democrat, Democrat-heavy county government, Democrat governor in the state. We saw all that. So anyway, back to Nevada. Steve Sisolak, the Democrat governor, had implemented the COVID shutdown. A place like Nevada, a place like Las Vegas, think about it. How much the state was hurt because of a Democrat's decision. This is what you get with Democrat politicians. Shutdowns and lockdowns and red tape and regulation and over-regulation. That's what you get with Democrats. When you elect Democrats to power, that's what you get. You're not going to get fiscal responsibility. You're not going to get limited government. You're not going to get, cutting of red tapes. There'll be extension of red tapes. That's what Democrats do. Anyway, in 2022, Steve Sisolak was defeated by Joe Lombardo, a Republican. Lombardo got 48.8% of the votes, and Sisolak got 47.3% of the votes. So a total of 497,377 votes for Lombardo, the Republican, and 481,991 votes for Sisolak, the Democrat. So it was a very close race. No one got 50% of the votes. And that is something to keep in mind because it tells you how challenging the state can be when it comes to elections. This is would you call it a red state? Would you call it a blue state? Would you call it a purple state? I think it's more purple than anything. I think it's more purple. What do you think? I'm looking at the question that I've asked in the live chat. The question that I asked is, would you call Nevada a red state, a blue state, or a purple state? And I see 60% of the people so far who have voted say purple. Kay Cooper saying purple. It is purple. Stephen from Southern Illinois saying purple. That's right, it's purple. Now, of course, we hope that it becomes a red state. We want it to be a red state. But as of now, it's purple. And the more I move forward in this live stream, you're gonna know exactly why it's purple. My friends, 2022, as I said, no one got 500,000 votes. Lombardo got just under 500,000. That was 48.8% of the votes. Not even 50%, but Joe Lombardo won. He became the Republican governor. That same year, there was also a United States Senate race in Nevada. 2022, that's what I'm talking about. Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, a Democrat, was running for re-election, and she got 48.81% of the votes, which is just under 500,000 votes total. And she defeated Republican Adam Laxalt, I guess that's how it's pronounced, I forgot, who got 48.04% of the votes, and of course, less than 500,000 total votes. So in 2022, you got to understand this. In the gubernatorial race, there was a Republican victory. In the U.S. Senate race, there was a Democrat victory. Same year, 2022, same state, Nevada. And then in 2024, there was a Senate race in Nevada. Senator Jackie Rosen, the Democrat incumbent at the time, defeated Republican challenger Sam Brown. And what percentage of the votes did each candidate get? Jackie Rosen got 47.87% and she won, and Sam Brown got 46.22%, and Sam Brown lost. That's 701,000 plus votes for Jackie Rosen and 677,000 votes for Sam Brown. So you can understand how close the races can be. But then let's talk about the presidential election in Nevada in 2024. President Trump got 50.59%. He was a candidate who crossed that 50% threshold and won. And Kamala Harris got 47.49%. So that's a total of 751,205 votes for Trump and 705,197 votes for Kamala Harris. So, my friends, I want you to focus. I want you to focus. When you look at the 2022 gubernatorial race, and then the 2024 Senate race, and then the 2024 presidential race in Nevada, you'll see that Donald Trump, out of all these races, was the highest vote getter. And not just the 2022 gubernatorial race, but also the 2022 Senate race, the 2024 Senate race, and the 2024 presidential race. Donald Trump was the highest vote getter. As you can see, what a difference in total votes for the winners were between 2022 and 2024. Once again, 2022, Joe Lombardo, the Republican, won the governor's race, but he did not even get 500,000 votes, and yet he won. In 2022, in the Senate race, Catherine Cortez Masto, the Democrat, did not get 500,000 votes, and yet she won. But then in 2024, in a presidential year, Jackie Rosen got more than 701,000 votes, and Trump got more than 751,000 votes. So quite a change in enthusiasm among voters. Going from 2022 to 2024. Massive voter turnout in a presidential year compared to a midterm. And even with massive voter turnout, we saw that the Republican Senate candidate lost in 2024, while the Republican presidential candidate won in Nevada. So what does that tell you? That tells you the voters were really out there to vote for Trump. I mean, really, you gotta just look at the numbers. Both the winners in 2022, the governor's race winner did not get 500,000 votes. The U.S. Senate race winner did not get 500,000 votes. And in 2024, the Senate race winner got more than 700,000 votes. And President Trump, the winner from Nevada, got more than 750,000 votes. So how do you go from, like in 2022, the winners not even getting 500,000 votes, to now the winners getting more than 700,000 votes? And then again, you see split ticket. You see split ticket in both these years. In 2022, Nevada, we're talking about the silver state. We're not talking about any other state. We're not talking about Arizona, California, Utah. We're not talking about, Texas. We're not talking about Oregon, Washington State. No. Colorado, no, not today. We're talking about Nevada, silver state, my friends. Focus on this. 2022, split ticket. The Republican wins the governor's race. The Democrat wins the U.S. Senate race. Same voter pool on the same ballot. I'm guessing there were cross voters. That's the conclusion that one must draw, that there were people who on one hand voted for the Republican gubernatorial candidate, but the Democrat Senate candidate. They split the votes. 2024, same thing. How can you see President Trump winning on one hand in Nevada, then on the other hand you see Senator Jackie Rosen, Democrat, win the Senate race. Split ticket once again. I'm sure there were people who went and voted for Trump and then voted for the Democrat Senate candidate. I mean, or maybe they just went and voted for Trump, and maybe a lot of people only voted for Trump and that's all they did. Maybe they just skipped this voting for the Senate race. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, but these are things that make you think about what the true nature of Nevada really is. By the way, I love Nevada. I got to tell you that. I love that state. I love Nevada. And I'm just fascinated by this voting pattern. I'm just fascinated, really. I mean, I can't say I'm upset with Nevada because Nevada gave Donald Trump a massive victory in 2024. So I'm very happy about Nevada. But then again, it's kind of mind-boggling how the voters are splitting the tickets. I mean, this is the state that delivered Joe Lombardo, the Republican, a victory in 2022. So in both 2022 and 2024, we kind of have to thank the Nevada voters for electing Joe Lombardo and then electing Donald Trump. But then again, we kind of have to scratch our heads and think like, okay, so in both these years, you voted for a Republican and a Democrat, and a Republican and a Democrat. I mean, what's really going on? It is truly, when they say it's a purple state, it is a purple state. It is absolutely a purple state, Nevada. I mean, it's like we need to do a deeper dive. We need to do a deeper dive to figure out. And I don't think I have the time to do that. I mean, it's going to require a lot of time and energy, but maybe you can go ward by ward by ward and see the voting patterns. Not just, look at the overall state, but you could look at the different cities and the different wards, like you go down to the micro unit, okay, and see how the patterns changed. Try to figure out where these split ticket voters are. Jet's here. Hi, Jet, from Pennsylvania, right? Good to see you. And there are others coming in. We got Wyatt and Rob and others. So I think 2024, the voters were motivated by Trump. And that's why President Trump had such a massive victory. More than 750,000 votes he got. So now, my friends, let's not talk about the past, but let's talk about the future. Because some of you may be wondering, Tausif, you're talking about 2022. It's all done. You're talking about 2024. It's all done. Why are you taking us to the past? We're almost ready to enter 2026. We got the party ready. It's going to be a great 31st night tomorrow. We're going to gather with friends, have fun. We're going to enter 2026 ready for the new year, ready for New Year's resolution, and you're taking us back to 2022 and 2024. What's going on, Tausif? My friends, in order to understand the path forward, you have to look at what happened in the past. You have to understand the history, to see the trends, to see the patterns as we enter 2026. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Now, Stephen from Illinois has a great question. Stephen is far from Nevada because Stephen is in southern Illinois, and Illinois is quite a bit of a distance from Nevada. But Stephen has a great question about the Silver State. He's asking, how do we make it a red state? Stephen, thank you for asking that. Thank you for asking that. How do we make it a red state? How do we make Nevada a red state? It's sort of red. It's sort of blue. It's quite purple. How do we make it a red state? You know what? The Republicans in Nevada, they need to answer that question. They need to answer that question. I can answer questions about Wisconsin because this is where I live. I know the people. I know the communities. I know the cities. I know the smallest rural communities in the state. I understand what the issues are in Wisconsin. Everything from energy to transportation to fish and wildlife to agriculture to healthcare. Transportation, energy, I think I mentioned energy already, right? Senior citizens issues, labor issues, employment issues, industry, manufacturing, small business, big business. I mean, if you ask me about Wisconsin, I can tell you about the mindset of the people here. I can come up with some kind of a recipe for success if that's what you're asking for. If you're asking me, Tausif, how can we make Wisconsin more red? Yes, Wisconsin is also a swing state. We get Republican statewide victories, but then we also see Democrat statewide victories. So if you want to ask me, Tausif, you've been there for many years. You're in politics in Wisconsin. What's the recipe for success in your opinion? What should we be doing? My friends, I can give you that answer. It's not a short answer. It's a pretty long one because we're going to be talking about strategy, the political mindset and the strategy and the campaign style, and what the issues are and what we need to focus on, what kind of message we need to get out to the people. I can talk about that in terms of Wisconsin, but if you ask me, Tausif, what about Nevada? How can we, as Stephen asked, how can we make it a red state, right? I don't know. The answer has to come from the Republican grassroots leaders in Nevada. People who are on the ground in the different cities, in the different towns, interacting with the voters, understanding their needs, understanding their concerns, their issues, their fears, their worries, their challenges, what they are happy about, what they're not happy about, what they expect in their local leaders, state leaders, federal leaders. The people from Nevada will have to answer that question. And I hope that the Republicans in Nevada are working hard. They have to. There's no other option. The Republicans in Nevada, they have to be 100% committed because 2026 is something. I mean, we cannot afford to lose. So I don't know if we have friends from Nevada who are watching. We have friends. I don't know if Evelyn's watching. Evelyn, are you watching? And maybe Bill. I don't know if Bill's here. If you are here, Bill, Evelyn, anyone else from Nevada, please say hello in the live chat. If this is your first time, introduce yourself. Introduce yourself. Be a part of this community. So, my friends, voter turnout is going to have to be a very big topic, especially in Nevada. Because you got to understand this. Donald Trump is not going to be on the ballot in 2026. So, in 2022, what did we see? That Joe Lombardo won, but did not even get 500,000 votes. But he won the governor's race. Jackie Rosen, the Democrat, she won the Senate race. Not Jackie Rosen, sorry. Catherine Cortez Masto, sorry. 2022. She won the Senate race, but did not even get 500,000 votes. But then 2 years later, now we're looking at 700,000 plus votes. So it's a more than 200,000 vote increase in the race, in each race. In the presidential race, Senate race, you're looking at statewide an increase of more than 200,000 votes. So turnout was massive in 2024 in Nevada. Why? I can tell you why. It was a presidential year and because Donald Trump was on the ballot. So in 2026, Trump is not going to be on the ballot. So does that mean that the Republican voter motivation will not be that strong? If that's the case, then we're going to have to be worried. Because now Joe Lombardo, who's running for re-election to be the governor for the second term, Joe Lombardo is going to be on the ballot, Republican, and we cannot lose that seat. Joe Lombardo has to win and be re-elected. But if Trump's not going to be on the ballot, is there going to be strong motivation for the Republican voters to come out and vote? If you can answer that question, let me know. Let me know, my friends. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts. The Democrats, you know what they're going to do? They're definitely going to try to mobilize their political machine to win back the governor's seat, and the Republicans will have to work very hard to defend the seat. My friends, keep in mind that this gubernatorial race is a toss-up. That's right. You heard that term before. It's a toss-up, which means it could go either way. This is officially a toss-up. It could go either way. Joe Lombardo could win, Joe Lombardo could lose. I would love to hear. I would love it if somebody came and said, Toss, if you're wrong, this is actually a race that is leaning to the right. That is leaning to the right. It's leaning red or a solid red. I would love to see this race be more leaning to the right, leaning towards the Republicans, but that's not the case. Joe Lombardo has a challenging gubernatorial race coming up. Running against the Republican incumbent is Nevada Attorney General Aaron Ford. Aaron Ford, he is the Attorney General of Nevada, and he is running against the incumbent Republican governor, Joe Lombardo. So Aaron Ford, Democrat, is the challenger. Well, here's my concern. I'm going to share that with you. Here's my concern. Aaron Ford is not a political newcomer. Aaron Ford, because he is the Attorney General of Nevada, he's definitely someone who has won statewide election before. He won a statewide election in 2018 and then won again for re-election in 2022, and now he's running for governor. And remember, I'm going to highlight something which you need to understand. I said that in 2022, Republican Joe Lombardo got 497,000 votes, right? Just under 500,000. And he was still the winner in the governor's race, 2022. That same year, Aaron Ford, running for re-election to be the Attorney General again of Nevada, he got 511,000 votes. What does that mean? That means, although Joe Lombardo was the winner in the governor's race in 2022, he got less votes, in total number, less votes than Aaron Ford, who also won in that same year, but in a different race, in the Attorney General's race. He got reelected. So yeah, 2022, Aaron Ford got more votes in the Attorney General's race than Joe Lombardo in the gubernatorial race. Now that should come as a warning sign for the Republicans. I'm simply presenting the facts. It should come as a warning sign. Aaron Ford is a very tough challenger. Do not take him lightly. Do not. Somebody who has won the Attorney General's race twice, and in 2022 he got more than 511,000 votes. Aaron Ford, the Democrat, is a tough challenger. And so this race is definitely a toss-up. And I believe that the Republicans can hold on to the seat, but the Democrats also have a chance of winning this election. So no wonder it's a toss-up. It's a real toss-up. So the Republicans lost the 2022 Senate race in Nevada, but won the gubernatorial race. The Republicans lost the Senate race in Nevada in 2024, but won the presidential race. So this is really mixed. And that's why I'm telling you that this will likely be the most intense gubernatorial race of 2026. There's going to be an intense race in Michigan also. There's going to be a really closely watched gubernatorial race in Wisconsin in 2026. And trust me, there's a lot to discuss regarding the Wisconsin race. But anyway, I believe that Nevada is going to be the most intense gubernatorial race from every angle. It's going to be the most intense one in 2026, Nevada. I don't know if you heard it from any other commentator or any other political analyst or any other, journalist, news anchor, whatever. But I am telling you, if you believe me, if you have any confidence in the things that I say, I'm telling you this, the Nevada race is going to be the most intense gubernatorial race of 2026, especially given that the Republicans will be defending a seat. The incumbent in the race is a Republican trying to get reelected, Joe Lombardo. Okay? I mean, I could very well highlight, Wisconsin's going to be the most intense one. Yes, it'll be intense, undoubtedly. But Nevada, it's going to be a real test. Nevada is going to be a real test. So, I want you to understand that. I hope you have confidence in my analysis. But I'm always willing to learn if there's something else that you want to add. If there's something that I've missed in this analysis, feel free to let me know. There are two winners running against each other, two current office holders running against each other, Governor Joe Lombardo versus Attorney General and gubernatorial candidate Aaron Ford. Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to be the winner in this? According to the Emerson poll, okay, now let me give you at least one poll data. I was looking at the Emerson poll, and Joe Lombardo, the Republican candidate and the incumbent, is at 41%. Do you know the percentage for the challenger, the Democrat challenger, Aaron Ford? Joe Lombardo, the Republican, is at 41%. according to the Emerson poll. Do you know what percentage in the poll Ford got? Can anyone make a guess? I'm going to give you 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Make a guess. Just throw a number. Throw a number. Go ahead. Joe Lombardo got 41% in the Emerson poll. Okay, let me give you the answer. Aaron Ford also got 41%. That's right. The Republican candidate got 41%. The Democrat candidate got 41%. I mean, this is going to be a race that you're going to watch. Okay? I don't know what to say. Very, very tough race. And the Republicans must take this very, very seriously in order to win. With President Trump not being on the ballot in Nevada in 2026, it'll be a tough race, and you can already see how motivated the Democrats are. So we, the Republicans, we're going to have to work hard. And Nevada Republicans, I'm talking to you, Nevada Republicans, you got to work really hard, defend that seat, help re-elect Joe Lombardo, defeat challenger Aaron Ford. Yeah, it's going to be a very intense race. Very intense. All right. So my friends, please feel free to share your thoughts with me on this. I have nothing more to add at this time. I appreciate you all tuning in for this live stream. I'm going to be doing more live streams, so I hope you all stay connected. All right, my friends. Thank you all so very much. 42 minutes. I appreciate you all being here. And just stay connected. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. Thank you so very much, my friends. May God bless you all. May God bless President Donald J. Trump. May God bless the Trump administration. May God bless the Republicans in Washington. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless the U.S. allies, and may God bless freedom-loving people all over the world. Thank you so very much, my friends. I'm going to see you again soon. Thanks for your support. And please make sure you like this video and share this video. Thank you. Have a good night. And keep an eye on this Nevada race. It's going to be very interesting. And I hope at the end, we the Republicans win. Thank you. Have a good night.